Hello, good people, once again. Going to talk about GPS coordinates. I'm going to cover both the desktop and the mobile way of doing this. Now, first of all, I'll explain why you would use this. Now, if you're going to use OpenStreetMap, which you probably will, especially on an older device, you will find that when you try to search locations, it may not find it. So how do you get to places? You get to places by entering coordinates. Where do you get coordinates? You get it either from Bing Maps, Google Maps. There are also other independent websites, but I'll just concentrate on the biggies here. And even if you don't use OpenStreetMap, this is valuable information anyway, because if you have ever had the complaint that, oh, my navigation system, it did not know the name of the street. It did not direct me to the correct building. It did direct me to the correct building, but it did not know if it was on the left or the right, or it put me to the right when it was supposed to go to the left. If you have ever had a complaint like that, well, congratulations. That's been going on since 2006, even earlier than that. Even before smartphone navigation. It doesn't matter what you use. That is just... it's just the nature of the way it is. So if you think it's the device that's the problem or the app that's the problem, no. It's the location, not the where you're going to, where it marked a location. That is the problem. And the way to get around the problem, if you use coordinates, you will get exactly where you want to go every time. I guarantee it. So with that said, let's start with Bing. Okay, so actually, before we start with Bing, what does this look like on an old Garmin? It looks like this. So, you go to, on this device, the nuvi 260, you tap on where to, and then press the down arrow twice, go to coordinates, and you have your screen where you can enter in the stuff. Now, you are only limited to 5 places after the decimal. That's okay, because you could actually get away with 4. I've explained that in a past video, but don't worry. As long as you can fill in the fields, that's all you need to do. So that's what that looks like. So let's start with Bing here. I'm using Dunkin' Donuts at 3201 West El Dorado, McKinney, Texas as my example location. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on the satellite view. Zoom in a bit. Now I have 2 immediate entrances I can use here. I can use this one on the north side, or I can use this one on the west side. So, I'm sorry, east side. So, yeah, west would be over here. So if I was to do the east side, I just simply right click and ta-da, there are my coordinates. Nice. If I were to do it from the north side, zoom in a little bit. Right click, there we go, get my coordinates. Notice they are slightly different. Well, they should be, because they're technically different parts of the Earth, of the planet. Okay, that is how I get my coordinates. And then you would go here, and then on the nuvi, and you go ahead and put in your coordinates, and then when you hit the next button, by the way, it will prompt you if you want to name it and save it, to which you could. And you can retrieve it at any time. Very nice. With Google Maps, it's the same deal. So the satellite view is down here. So let me just get rid of this sidebar. Same deal. So I zoom in. If on the east side, right click, it's at the top. This one actually gives it to you at 5 decimals. 5 numbers after the decimal point. So a little more convenient. And then do the north side. There it is. If I was being really particular about this, I could go right to the parking spot. Like zoom in real. This is as tight as I can zoom. And right there. That is as close as I could possibly get. It will lead me directly to that spot. Could do that if I wanted to, but I'm more interested in just the entrance. And that is the way that works. Alright, so let me just bring this back here so a little clearer. Mobile. let's talk about this. It's annoying, and I'll show you exactly why. Same location, okay? If I do... Actually, let me just get rid of this. All right. This is what it looks like on mobile. What you're supposed to do is long press the location. And I'm doing that in this screenshot here, but as you see, the coordinates don't show up. If I try it at the north side entrance, no, same deal. But if I if I long press on a tree, then I get it. Then I get the coordinates that I want. Now that's not exactly the entrance, but it's close enough. I do notice this though. If you have to hunt and peck around on Google Maps in order to get those coordinates. You can get them, but it's kind of annoying. So I find that the fastest way to get the coordinates that I want is to long press on a tree or a bush or a shrub or something like that. If I try a building, it won't do it. If I try a parking lot, no, won't do it. But if I specifically long press on something that is not classified as a lot or a road, it will work. So yeah, that's unfortunately the way it is. Now, before recording this, I did experiment with trying different apps. Now, there is an app that I use, but and I did use it in a video before, but it requires people to jump through too many hoops in order to use it. What you're seeing right now is the easiest way. Everyone knows what Google Maps is. Everyone knows how to get to it. Even if you don't have Google Maps installed, you can point a mobile browser to maps.google.com. And if you do exactly what you see here, at least on the third panel, you will be able to get the coordinates that you want. So, okay, good. Bring this back up. Okay. Go away. And come back. There we go. And I also want you to remember that any location that you use, once you put this information here and you hit next and save, it will stay in the nuvi. As a matter of fact, it will stay in any nuvi, Drive, or Drive Smart model. The only time this does not work is on really, really old Street Pilot models from 2005. Like the Street Pilot C series, the C550, C580. I know none of you watching this, even the collectors, I guarantee you do not have one of those. Or if you do, I feel sorry for you, because you cannot input GPS coordinates manually in any of those. I2, I3, I5, C330, C550, C580. No, can't do it. Not permitted. Actually, it's not that it's not permitted. The feature simply isn't there. So if you get a nuvi, even if it's as old as from 2007, forever ago, yes, you can input coordinates. The reason I mention this is because you do not have to enter in coordinates over and over and over again. No, you don't. All you have to do is just make sure that you save it once and it stays there. See, it's not like an app. See, a little small, tiny little rant here. Smartphone apps for navigation, some of them are notorious for just deleting stuff when you didn't ask it to. So if you save a pinned location, okay, it's saved, right? Well, then you go into the app one day and then it's gone. Well, that never happens on a Garmin. When you save it, it is saved. Absolutely saved. If you really, really, really want the save location so you absolutely know that you will always have it, when you initially save the coordinates, also write it down physically. I'm not kidding. Or send a text message to yourself or something like that. Just get a pen and paper or just send a text message to yourself of this number, and then you will know it. The final thing I will say is that note that one number is positive and one number is negative. Now you'll notice on the nuvi, it doesn't have that. Instead, it has the cardinal direction. The first number, if it's north, it's a positive number. If it's south, it's a negative number. And for the bottom number, if it is east, it is a positive number. And if it is west, it is a negative number. So when we look at it here, that means that this is 331676 north, because it's positive, because there's no hyphen in front of it, there's no negative. Whereas this one is a negative, it is west 96.66641. If there was not a little hyphen here, then that would be east instead of west. Do you need to remember this? Probably not, but just in case you were wondering, that's it. So there you go. So when you start putting this into your nuvi and saving your favorites and plotting your locations and so on, you can do it. And remember, if you do want to save these things for a very long time, you should not only put it in your nuvi, but write them down. All you have to do is just write down the coordinates and some name you will remember, such as Duncan McKinney, and you would remember it. And that's it, people. See ya.